Attention! This is Heads Up Live! Breaking news, hot topics, and the stories happening right now. Heads up, something's going down. Breaking news, we're live right now. Eyes wide open, turn the volume loud. We bring the truth straight to the crowd. Heads up live, no waiting around. Hot topic alerts when the news breaks out. From the streets to the seats where decisions go down. Heads up is live. Let's talk about it now. Live. Heads up live. Real news, real talk, right on time. Stay alert, stay informed, keep your heads up. The live broadcast starts now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I got summoned. And when I mean that, or when I say that, well, for starters, I'm Nicole Schuyler Kapuscinski. I'm going to be this evening's host on the Heads Up podcast for breaking local news. And I don't like what it does here with my name covering my face, so let me do something real quick. Okay, there you go. All right, so let me bring my camera down and we'll get started. No, I put it down too low. Too high. See, this is but the bad thing about trying to do this. And then I did the trying to fix it so I can stay in the middle of the camera. Now my light won't come on. Man, I'm telling you, it's messing with me. Okay. Let's get started. So after I got off the podcast earlier, I got summoned by a bunch of people on Facebook, actually, because some stuff started popping off. And I don't know if it wasn't just in today's newspaper, but people were like, did you see that post that Rebecca Crooms posted? And I'm like, no, because I was working on the Veterans Coffee Club podcast and some legal documents, right? That's like the legal documents is what's been taking all my time. And so all this here is just the different cases that I'm doing pro se the next month, and just miscellaneous subjects that aren't online yet. We haven't put them, it's not public, and we don't know if we're going to put some of this public, but you can check my case out. So back over here. So somebody reached out to me and they're like, did you see this post about the NOI letter for our facility? Okay, so first off, none of us know what this is. Okay, like I can't even pronounce that. Technology North American Inc. Here, I don't know if Rebecca is on here. Let me share a post with her real quick. Or share this so she can get on. She's a little older. And her and Catherine both. Okay, so Catherine's live. I forgot I went live on hers. But this is a Catherine topic. She just says, I know how to do all the tech part that's needed to show people what this stuff means. So for some reason I'm not, there it is. I just showed live. 2 more seconds. Share. You know what? If anybody's watching and you want to join the tech team, reach out to me. Because, okay, here it is. Got it. Send it to her too. Okay, I sent it to Bree. I don't know if Bree can get on or not, but this is our topic. So we're going to be talking about sewage, stormwater. I'm going to go over what this NOI thing means, and then I'm going to show you. So I had no clue what this was about, and they said, we need you to go look at something. And so I had to pull up the ECHO website and the How's My Waterways website because it's down here talking about the tributary. Okay, wait. Will discharge to unnamed tributary, which I think I figured out which ones it is. The Prairie and into Prairie Creek. Prairie Creek, and I'm going to show you the aerials here in a minute, runs along MLK by the graveyard, over 69 and her under 69, and then goes into Pendleton Falls Creek area. Okay, so whenever I see certain names pop up, it intrigues me. It piques my interest. What are we talking about? So where is it, right? So there's other things. There's something else they pointed out. There's a name down here towards the bottom. It says questions or comments should be directed to Susan Bigelow. And the other thing is, if you want to engage with some of the other viewers, I know I have it live on all the different Facebook pages, but what we've been learning is sometimes we get the notifications over here in the StreamYard, and sometimes we don't. So I don't always get to see some of the stuff on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, hopefully I get to see your comments. If you're not, head over to the YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/@HeadzUp46016. Okay, she has put some, that's why Prairie Creek Camping closed, county new. I don't know. That's a good question, Karen, because me and Bree caught on that the Old Ridge Road, which I have a quest. Somebody else reached out to me about a quest about something on Ridge Road too. So I got to go digging into the IDEM files. So anyway, let's go over here. So I have no clue what this is. I've never heard of this business, and I had this screen popped up, and I have so many screens right now. I have the facility reports. I want Google. Okay. Google Maps. Share this instead. So we're going to do maps. And I tried to look this place up on the Echo website, and I couldn't find the facility, which is odd, but when I do it this way, it's on Google. Okay, but it doesn't have, or it hasn't had it's not on the website. So that is why they're filing this NOI. Okay, here's what I wanted. I wanted to explain this part. This is what we need to talk about before I even go into what the facility is, where they're at. Okay, and I have to watch what I'm doing at the same time. So I've got my eyes. So if you're commenting, I'm trying to read the screen and get the information to you. So just bear with me here. So what is an NOI? If a facility is subject to Rule 6, facility representatives must submit an NOI letter, a proof of publication, and a $50 filing fee to IDEM, either after notification by IDEM or prior to beginning industrial activities at the facility. Okay, so this tells me, what is it? Notice of intent to comply. That's what it means in short. Here it is. A notice of intent to comply with IDEM. So, you know, of course, all the environmentalist junkies, they're not really junkies, just people that care about our environment and our water and what's been going on. We're like, okay, well, what is this? So they wanted me to go over here and jump on the little websites. And if you follow my reels, you will see that I do this often with these facilities. And I'm going to do one for 6 puppies before the end, because she's got some stuff going on over by her that I wanted her to see. She was in the chat, so hopefully she can bear with me. And Okay, so you got me, 6 puppies. So basically, I have learned that the more technology north is close to Nestle. And we all know what happened with Nestle, or if you don't know, there's a story where Nestle got the Anderson wastewater treatment plant flagged for sewage and sludge discharge or something along those lines. Okay, so that means that this facility, Maruco Technology North, which it doesn't even pop up on the EPA map as that name, it's under Greenville Technologies, and it's an auto manufacturer. When I look at the map, let me see which one I want. Okay, this is the one I want. What's this one? All right. Okay, this is the one I want. And this is the only thing I hate about this, and I'm going to put this in the YouTube. Hey, Stephanie. I'm going to put this on the YouTube chat so everybody can see. This is one of my go-to websites when I want to find information about a facility. I want to know what's going on with something. And currently, this is, okay, so ironically, as I'm searching for this other, yes, here's this. So as I'm searching for this other facility, I noticed that the Anderson substation on Park Road is in violation. So let me come back to that in a minute. So, and then the other thing I don't like when I go to research is that sometimes if I just put in Anderson, it shows me a bunch of different facilities and their flags. Then if I add a zip code, it takes out like 100 locations and puts them whatever. This is like, if I pan out, there's not very many with the 4601, right? I can show you that in a minute too, because that's when I'll show you that when we get to 6 puppies Nicholson file. The one thing that stood out to me about this was these markers here. Okay, so that doesn't really tell me which facility those belong to, but that's the road. So let me pan out. And, you know, a couple of people pointed out, this is where, if anybody was watching the Anderson Redevelopment Commission, when I got up there, me and Larry Savage got up there and he got really mad and angry about something. And then I got up there and I refused to let him tell me I couldn't speak, and had that big old file in front of me. And we were talking about the Superfund site, Pittsford's ditch and all that during that same meeting. And I think that was April or May of this year. They talked about none other than this area, okay? And they wanted to do a gas station, and I'm not sure. I think the gas station, another gas station's going in over here, but there's a lot of talk that they were going to start putting something through underneath the 69. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, now let me stay here, because then I'll go to Google Maps and I have to show you how Prairie Creek is in relation. So basically this little white or gray area, and they labeled it same address. So if we go back over here to her, the address of the facility is right here, 3511 West 73rd Street. So I know this is it. Okay. I know that's it. 3511 West 73rd Street. It's gray. So that tells me they're not registered, or they weren't registered and something happened and now they're getting put on the map, the EPA map. And what I found really, really interesting, and I haven't had time to deep dive this facility, so that will have to be another episode maybe next week, because this just fell in my lap today. But I have been on, well, a lot of us have been paying attention to Nestle And what we noticed in one of our podcasts was Nestle was in violation. First it was the yellow, and then it went into the maroon, which is high priority. This is like a caution. This dark red means high priority. So Nestle, this project over here with the piping and stuff for the stormwater, I do believe could be causing some of the brown water when they mess with the stuff. Currently, Nestle's not in violation, but when I was doing some of my research, I kept stumbling across the fact that Nestle was in violation. I'm going to blow this up real big. Maybe not. How can you guys see that? Okay, let me get down here. So this section's the one that I pay attention to. It says 3-year compliance history. So Nestle has been popping hot, high priority over there. But how do we know that it's just Nestle? I mean, it could be several people, and if they're not registered, it could just look like Nestle. But Nestle's got some problems too, because they're the ones, they're releasing some VOCs, volatile organic compounds. Now, I can't, like, each one of us has a skill set in like what we do for the environmental stuff. And Bree would be able to rattle off what that is better than me. That's what she's good at. But I can show other things. I'm kind of just showing you what we've been looking at. So sometimes you can click on these and it will take you to an environmental screen and let you know. But it looks like that on right here, 327.26, they were in a high, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quarters with a Clean Air Act violation. So you scroll back up here and you can tell a lot on these facility reports. So facility report, they have the maps. This is the EPA website. They have the maps and they have like a description of the site or the facility, hence facility summary report. And then what I like is it goes like right here. If you don't remember what you're looking at, it has the different codes: Clean Air Act, Clean Water Act, the RCRA, which is on another one that is in violation, which we're going to get into that. Safe Drinking Water Act, no information. That's the one thing I don't like, is I feel like some of these websites are lacking information, and I almost feel like it's on purpose. Okay, so yeah, if you want to get into the Nestle stuff, this is a good start. But currently Nestle is not in violation, so I appreciate that. But it's very odd that this facility over here hasn't had one. So we got to check on the what do you call it? We're gonna have to check the history and do a what we would call a rabbit hole and figure out what we can figure out about here. Well, as I was doing that, I went out and I noticed that this one up here was red. So what? This is all the same type sewage lines. And this says Anderson Park Road. This is concerning. Karen's saying safe is a scam act title. Okay, I don't know. I didn't see where that one compliance. Oh, I'm drinking coffee. So cheers. Yeah, dirty deeds done cheap. The at that Anderson Redevelopment Commission meeting, they were talking about $10,000 work, maybe more, maybe it's 100,000. Now I got to go back and watch that video. Okay, so that concerns me. Whenever I get on this website, it just storm. Did we get kicked? Could be the storm. So after the live, what happens is you'll be able to go back and it won't skip. So this is the Anderson Park Road facility. It's just down the road from this other plant right here. So what's this say? Environment or enforcement case report, air pollution report. Okay, so you can look at that. This says 2/25/2026 high priority violation. Okay. 5/26/2026 unresolved. Now this why I'm doing the Anderson one, because I want to show this how this works, like the line. So, and I'm pretty sure if these guys are unresolved at that plant, they're most likely unresolved at the Anderson wastewater treatment plant on the river, which is downstream or upstream from the see, I hate when they do that. Is that what I was looking for? Nope. Sometimes I've come on here and information disappears from one day to another. Sometimes I think they play with the computer so we can't figure out what's going on with them exactly. So 5/26/2026 unaddressed state of what? Nitrogen oxides NO2. Okay, HPV violation. See what that is. Aha! Looky there. Indiana Municipal Power Agency, Anderson Station. This is all public record, so it's not like anybody can't find this. Detailed facility report. Let's go back over there. So there's that. RCRA. So it's really important that if you're in that area to pay attention to some of these projects, is basically what that means, because there's some stuff going on. So before I move to the next facility in this line with the Anderson treatment plant, I want to go to, let's see, we're going to go take a look at the Google Maps because I want to show you something here. So I'm over here by the White River, so I watch a lot of stuff here. But I wanted to know how close Prairie Creek, but I kind of remembered it starts up there by Uranus, but it really is like kind of like that into Prairie Creek, right? So it comes down MLK from all this stuff over in here would be run off into what they're calling Prairie Creek. So Uranus Fudge Factory, follow Prairie Creek down to 69. It goes through IMI, and then it comes down here into Falls Park, kind of like how Killbuck goes into the White River. Okay, so that's concerning. So if you're in Pendleton, I would be paying attention to what's going on in this water. Oh, see, we just had the rain, and now Six Puppies area, which is one of the city's hot spots for environmental contamination. That's where the magnesium fire was. When was that, Six Puppies? Was that the 90s? Because I lived in the Polish Acre back then. Okay. So Morocco is on. That's concerning. So they're on Google, but they're just now registering for, so go back to it. So everybody, if you're just tuning in, this is what we're talking about. Rebecca Kroom's post and concerns with the notice of intent letter for facility located at West 73rd Street. Okay. Google Maps. Is that what I wanted? No, facility report. I wanted to do that before I move on. Okay. Yeah. So when we look the company up, this is what we're finding right here. It's gray, so it doesn't really have a lot of information. And then, but if you think of from a sewage stormwater perspective, there's a line, and I called some of my elders in the city of Anderson when I have a question, and she told me that there is a sewage line that runs down Park Road, which I figured, because I can't remember on the story with the Anderson wastewater treatment plant, if they if Nestle dump truck their sewage and sludge in here, or if it came down through some of their infrastructure. Okay, so right out the bat, I see Edgewood's dealing with something. I reached out to one of the Edgewood Town Council, and they said they're getting it taken care of. So there's that. And then looky there, Anderson wastewater treatment plant is in violation, ladies and gentlemen. And how many quarters has it been in violation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember that from Sesame Street? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And okay, the other issue is this says Anderson wastewater treatment plant. It used to be named the Anderson sewage and sludge. Okay. Right. Late 90s. Okay. So the magnesium fire, for those just tuning in, that's what we're talking about. It was in the late 90s. Check that out. So that is in violation still. But what I found most concerning is that the other address for the Superfund site is same number, just Moss Island Road. And I'm going to see if I can, yeah, we're going to do a little digging. Some people don't even really truly know what we're talking about when we say Superfund. EPA. We have a Superfund site in Anderson. Okay. She's saying no, early 2000, my mom passed in 03, so about 04, 05. Okay, magnesium fire, where literally the magnesium factory exploded, and there was magnesium in the air for days. I mean, it was like being in Iraq war zone. It was different. I remember the sky turned colors. Okay, sites where I live. Okay, let's see, live map. It's Ohio. So if you want to go on a rabbit hole adventure, this is another good website to get onto. And this is the EPA Superfund search, Superfund sites where you live. So we are on the map for Broadway and Grand. So let's see. I need the list. Let's see if this gives it to me. Okay, yes. You know what? And as hard of a time that I give Ruth, this community involvement coordinator, she is from Africa. And she don't know what to think about me, but that's okay. I don't know what to think about me sometimes. But we have good conversations, and she's always very friendly. And I feel like we're watching these guys grow up. So sometimes, they're not going to have all the answers either. They brought in the big wigs last round after canceling on us for the May meeting that we had. And then we had to reschedule it so that everybody could come because they thought we was going to be mean to people. Yeah, long story short. There was a lot of people in that room. We had a lot of great talks, but this isn't what I want. I want to look at these site map. There's another website. Okay, this might get me to it. Okay, this is something different. So we did build a map one time and we showed them how cool our Google map is, and I still have it. And then we got this. So this kind of tells you a lot of information. And I think this one is maybe where you find the brownfields. Yep, brownfield property profile. So if you get to this website, I'm going to put this in on the HeadzUp YouTube channel chat. Where'd it go? I know you're here somewhere. All right. Okay. That's there. This website's really good. So, this one. There's a couple sites. See, this is over by the magnesium plant, Amacor. Okay, I think I want the FRS profile. Nope. No. They have a list. Let me see if this one's it. Yep, found it. See, you just gotta play around sometimes. So now I'm going to take this link and I'm going to put it in the chat. Okay, I'm on the right screen now. Okay, site info. Now, since we've started all this information has changed. Like, we can't find some of the Broadway and Grand. I have a bunch of documents on a Google Drive if anybody wants them. Search results. Okay, here we go. So if you want to search the Anderson or Madison County sites. Oh, we push all sites, okay, because it will pop up. If you do archive or active, it'll just pop up a couple of them. If you do archive, sometimes you can find it, but if you do all sites, it definitely pops up the information I'm looking for. So I want to show you Anderson sewage and sludge, all regions. I think that's all. Nope. Madison. And this website was found courtesy of Bree Davis, because this was some overwhelming information. And I'll never forget the first time she watched Aaron Brockovich. It's like that feeling that I had when I was her age. Well, I think I was in my teen years when I watched it for the first time. So, okay. Looks like here's the 22 sites in Anderson. Okay. Amacor is over by Six Puppies. And it is currently, well, we'll get back to that. Six Puppies is close to the Anaconda wire cable facility. Anderson landfill is out on Ridge Road, the old Ridge Road, which I'm going to go on a quest for that soon too, with some item files. Anderson sewage and sludge. I just want to show you why I get into these meetings and sometimes I'm angry because I feel like it should not be this hard to figure out what's going on in our environments, okay? And so if you look at this, Anderson sewage and sludge was 208 or 2801 Moss Island Road. The facility Anderson Wastewater Treatment Plant is 2801 Gene Guston Way. So here's Moss Island Road. And here's Gene Guston Way. So they just, whatever. They switched the name. So I think that is a big deal to me, because if you're trying to hide information, why switch the name? Just leave it what it was. But I guess if you want whatever, but they're still having the same problems. So it's in violation right now. And this was my concern when they came to, when IDEM, no, who was it? Was it IDEM? Seems like it was IDEM that came and did the meeting at the library. And I have the meeting in my head. I can't remember if it was IDEM or like the DNR when they were doing the stuff for the parks. So significant category, non-compliance, 3/5/2026. This facility is also another reason why I don't float on my kayak past a certain point. So my buddy Tanya gets out there this week floating down, and I'm like, "Where'd you go?" And she's like, "I went all the way to where'd she go? Derby Downs." Looked like she had fun. She sent some pretty cool pictures, but I haven't been out because I read the water reports, and I don't want to get sick on top of everything else going on in the world today. Okay, so gotta scroll over. 3/5 identity. Now it does say something about quarter information unknown, but significant category non-compliance. I mean, and they want to charge us more money for all this stuff. Okay, here's another issue. Chlorine byproducts used to clean stuff. See, that's what the violation, Clean Water Act. Chlorine total residual. Ah, got it. All right, let's see. Let's see. Centers close to me in Florida. No of citrus near human 2 and 10 miles away. Small, nothing like you got. Yeah. Now, see, this is one of the things I run into. Maybe because I have all these open. I don't need to go back to that other one, do I? I'll keep that open. Shut this one. Shut this one. Still not going. So that's what gets me, like that gets me. So it should be going, but it's not going, and it's just loading. So it would show us exactly the date that it flagged their system. And this is the national website. I'm not playing on items. This is national website here. Okay. So we'll go back over here. So yeah, so if you're they can't get their numbers right. There is the chlorine has cancer causing byproducts, right? So if you're living in an area of Anderson, and this is what I have to use, and this, you know, it's all starting in Anderson because somebody asked about this NOI and if it's going to affect the Anderson water. And I don't know. We don't know. I mean, we already got so many other issues. It's like something's causing a problem. Which one? Well, who's causing the problem? And then we raise questions, and then they act like I'm the problem. They don't want me to speak at these meetings. And then I got people showing up to my City of Anderson time at the podium to speak, and they want to talk about me. And so you got all these people wanting to talk about me, and no wonder we got all these problems around here. Elected officials need to pay attention to what's flagging this, flagging our waters, and they just put them parks in. So here's something which I'm okay with at this point, but they also, let me see if that's it. Yeah, they're on here. Nope, that's a new one. They were on here. Okay, I bet you. Let me see. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. All I did was remove the zip code, and here we are, Madison County Eastern Anchor Park. They're okay right now, but my concern is going to be and it has been. If this is getting flagged, then why would we want to spend millions of dollars for this floodplain just to get people to come out and get sick from being in the water? We need to figure out what to do with the water and how to clean it. Or what's flagging it, because something's currently flagging it. She said, look at the guys who just went to months. No, I know. And I'm like, I want to go. I want to go so bad. But when I start seeing all these red flags on the river, I'm just like, no. I lost my mom to, groundwater contamination. She was sick. She came in contact with it in the 1960s over here in Irondale. Okay, so right across from Interceptor. I don't know if I can see. Oh, yep. So they just put that Interceptor in here. And it was because of Pittsford's ditch, which is connected to another plume number 4. So we just learned about plume number 4 around the same time that they're talking about that project over there by where that company is, by 69 and Nestle. So something's going on over there. We got to pay attention to that. So the girls got a hold of me to try to kind of explain some of this to everybody. So there you have it, folks. We got a messed up system in Anderson, and they think I'm the problem. I'm not the problem. I'm trying to figure out solutions. I'm not focusing on what's wrong. And then I have a few theories, and I'll just keep them to myself. But let's see, what am I on here? Check this out. This is when I go to Anderson. This is, you pan out, and this shows you all of, a lot of facilities that, yeah, in Anderson. So I can already see 3. When I see these yellows, that's a concern. But I said Edgewood's already said they're taking care of their stuff. What's this one? Northwest Drive Shaft. They're good. What's this one? Okay, that's an Anderson gas station. All right. So here's the West End Anchor Park that they just started on. And I don't know about this one too much, even though an old man, one of the old farmers down here, said that in this section of White River back in the day, it used to catch fire. Like they would go back in there and they'd catch the water on fire, which tells me something was floating down river to them. So I don't know. It's messed up. So that's Anderson wastewater treatment. It floats that way. The company that we were researching is down here, and that post said it's going into Prairie Creek for some reason. And it just pay attention. So if they haven't been compliant and they can be non-compliant, they might be popping some numbers here, and I'll come back again another time and do that one. But 6 puppies is one, like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain her. Who's downriver plant-wise? Well, the issue is the combined sewage outfalls along the river. So some of them have failed. And I was trying to pull it up, but when I go to that site, it usually tells you. Here, let me see if I can get it to pull up again. I took some of my stuff down. Take some more stuff down. So it might be bogging my system having all these windows open. Okay. You see me? All right. Okay, what do you got? Okay, nope, I'm on to a different screen. All right. So I already clicked on it. I'm going to try again. See if I can get it to load. Because this tells, oh, that's something different. Oh, this does tell you some numbers though. Yes. The ones in the red, yes. Some, I mean, and then I think some of the local businesses are flagging the Anderson wastewater treatment, and they're doing a horrible, well, I shouldn't say horrible, because I have to say that Ryan Pascal, the guy who's in charge of the sewage, he helped me out when I told him about the high levels of phosphorus on the White River and the PFAS non-dissipating bubbles. So there was a whole bunch of algae. There was an algae bloom last year, and so this year they've taken care of it. I haven't been back out there, but so Caddy, there is people. Some places in Madison County have the hexavalent chromium in their water, like from the movie Aaron Brockovich. They do. We figured that out. Chromium. So you know that when EPA basically rules some of these limits, okay, but it's going to do different things to people's systems. So this wasn't what I wanted. Okay, this is what I want. Please load. So usually what this one does, and then I'm going to go on and move on to the Amacor and Pittsford's ditch area where the other plume is, because while I was looking for that other facility earlier, I noticed that there was I noticed the flag on the Nicholson file because I follow that story a lot. And I know they did something the other day. They cut down one of the stacks for Nicholson file, which is okay. But my concern is, why is it still red? What are they violating? And this is not going. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. But that's stuff that frustrates me, because that means it might be something good that we need to know about and we can't see it. Okay. So remember, Anderson wastewater treatment used to be known as the Anderson sewage and sludge. So let's go back here, bringing us to the Amacor. So over by Anderson, or in Anderson, close, well, Scatterfield, which was cool. I got to put some of my signs out there at that blue building, the old Delco. Holiday Dump Plaza is right on Scatterfield and the White River in Irondale. So yeah, you can go through all these, learn a lot. But Amacor is on the list of the CERCLA site. And I can't remember what the CERCLA means right now. I'd have to go backwards. But magnesium fire. Okay, so let's move on to that. So while I was busy looking at the other facility to talk about, let's do this one. I noticed, where's that? Okay, right there. That bothers me. Let's see, I am over right here on the river. Oh, okay, no, I'm over in here. What's this? Is that the bridge? Oh, no. They are working on the bridge. We were talking about that in the chat before we went live. Rangeline Auto Parts used to be a super fun site. I don't like the way this water looks. I don't even like the way the White River looks, to be honest with you. And before I get off, I want to look at Chesterfield, because Chesterfield was, I think, 53% above level for E. coli or sewage, like last week. So, okay, where am I going? Back over here. This is Amacor. They're in violation. 3 violations. No. Let me come back to that one because that one's a working one. This one right here, nobody's supposed to be there. Nobody's working that property. And this concerns me because somebody else has told me to go out here and look at this water. I'll take a look at that because I think there's something up there too, but I'm not sure what it is. I can't email. Hold on. I can't the email to return my call for water test. Oh, item. Did I not give it to you yet? Get back with me, 6 puppies, and like within the next 24 hours, and I will get it to you. I think it's Matt Prater is the one for item. And if not, at least one of the numbers will reach. I could even call Ruth this week if I need to. So, former Nicholson file report. Why are you yellow? And then it makes me feel bad because I was supposed to already go out here. And then like right now today, well, we just had that rain. 6 puppies is saying this is flooded over there. And what we're concerned about is some open pits. Return compliance date. Generators, pre-transport. What is this? Focus compliance inspection. RCRA. Compliance pipeline. Compliance monitoring violations in the last. See, wait, this is going on 20 years. If that's. Three-year compliance. Okay, now this is in the heart of the city, really, if you think about it. And yeah, because you're on East Lynn. I grew up on East Lynn, everybody, just so you know. That was one of my, I had like 3 locations I would frequent. That's why I know so many people. And I always took off, so I was always trying to go farther. Now as an adult, I hardly leave the house. No, I do leave the house. I have an event. I got an event trailer, so that's coming soon. This is very interesting because it's saying that they were flagged in 2005, whoever owns this facility. So now I'm going to have to do some digging. For the next time I come live, we're going to have to talk about why that building is still non-compliant. So I'm going to make a note. We're going to work on that. Give me a second. What is that? Nicholson. Greenville Tech is that other building we were looking at that caused us to start looking tonight on this website. 9/30/2005. It is now 2026. So you got 2023, 2024, 2024, all of 24, all of 25, into 26 violation. That concerns me. Okay. This is whatever that link was at the top. Yeah, this is a small screen, but if you want to look at it, I might have to go live from on the ground. I might have to do boots on the ground for this one just to see if they have open pits like I think they do, because I think they have a CSO system similar to, let's go to this other facility. Yeah, this one. I think somebody told me they have open pits out here. So I'll have to go do some digging on that. But East Lynn runs this way. So this has to somehow go into Pittsford's ditch possibly. So I will pair that. Yeah, I saw that. Someone is working over over there building a brick wall around it. What? Really? Now I'm gonna have to go visit. Here, what's Stephanie saying? I think the only thing good up here around me is the grass farms. They are constantly turning the land and removing it, so that cleans the soil and removes contamination like nature cleaning plants. Okay, touche. Okay, so there's that facility. So I'm going to be, this is on my radar. And then, of course, this other one, I've been doing a lot of boots on the ground over here because when we did the Anderson Redevelopment Commission, the argument that I got into everybody with was over Pittsford's Ditch and plume number 4. So I've now pretty much got it boiled down to right here is Pittsford's Ditch. So it runs this way down here. Oh, what's that? Amercorp. So what is Amercorp putting out? Well, of course, they don't want to talk about if Amercorp is polluting the Superfund site, because this most definitely goes into the White River that is upstream from the Broadway Grand site. We have a list of 113 potentials, but the EPA decided they wanted to start over, so they don't like, it's like you try to say something to them about a facility and they, don't say that. I want to say in 2020, they tore down the building and left the smokestack. Yes, and weren't they tearing the smokestack down last week? Let's see, growing specific plants. Yeah. I made lists for citrus plant after they had issues. I heard that like it's either lemons or limes are genetically modified. That like they were made or created somewhere. I don't know. I'll have to research that. But here's the related reports. So when you want to read something about these guys, like I said, check the reports up in the corner. Okay. Can you see? No, I'm not even moving. Okay, I'm on the wrong screen right here. Okay. Let's see what it says. See if it loads. Oh, I'm telling you, look what it does. That's what makes me upset sometimes. I want to know what the report. Sorry. You're not here for me. I mean, mug. What was that? Okay, I think it's this one. Yep. Okay. Let's see if this one will go. Nope. How rude. Okay, let's go down here. See, now they know I'm onto them because I go through and do those funny little reels about poop in the White River, because sometimes this topic is really hard to cover, and so you gotta have a sense of humor. So I make poop reels when they do something and they listen, because I get so many. We've hit like 5 million plus viewers on some of our videos in the last year and a half, 2, maybe even 3. I mean, if you really think of the whole team in general, we've hit a lot of numbers with our stuff. And then they started deleting the reels after like 30 days if they're live. Whatever. So there's that, you guys. Can't see that. Okay. Let's go and see what's going on. White River. Chesterfield. So if you're out here getting on the water, this is a very good site to look at. Find out what's in your neck of the woods. I'm going to show you another one before I get off here, because I see I got like steady flow of traffic. Okay, there you go. It is. Okay, so remember, kids, the water in our environment is having issues. Okay, if the water in our environment is having issues, that means our water is having issues because it shares space. And so when this stuff, like Chesterfield, when they do stuff, it affects Anderson, Madison County. Now that mark is not in the correct location. Okay. The correct location is over here. And if you look on my YouTube video, the heads up video, I did a tour of it right after I had a tooth surgery because it had to be done because we found algae out there. So this is the facility that caused me to go into the city council meeting. You can see it. It was in January. You can find their YouTube channel and see it. I have, and if it's not there, I have a copy of it on my heads up. So if you want to watch it, I can send it to you. What was that? They say they are getting the shovel ready. Cross, pores, rustic insects poop. I don't know. Okay. So what are they in non-compliance? And this is what I'm saying. So when I was talking to them, I realize now that I really am more dangerous than what I thought. And it's not my fault. It's a part of my story. Okay, these numbers are high. That's 297%. See, this is the stuff that makes me mad, Chesterfield, Anderson, Madison County. You guys think we can't find this stuff, and you got another thing coming. Now I got to go make a reel and a poop video. Oh. You guys do it. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this video was not to find this. This is what I'm talking about with water boils and getting out in the river thinking that you're going into an environment that I grew up on the river. Like, I would have never thought in my entire life, I wouldn't have moved here on the White River if I didn't feel like it was, it was safe. And maybe that's my ignorance. I mean, I'm still in Irondale. I was born in Irondale, raised all over City of Anderson. But this is ridiculous. So this says 537%, 178%. So this is another reason why I do these videos. Because I catch this, and then we can go back when they delete it and tell you what's going on. 65%. So I'm gonna shrink this. I'm gonna tell you what these numbers are. But I am not a happy camper. See, I'm glad I'm not in the White River right now. I don't want out there. I don't want out there. If they can't control our environmental water, what do you think's going on? And we just now got the 2025 report. And oh, okay, I wasn't even going to do that. And I have been on for an hour. And, I'm going to talk about our water. Okay, everybody? I'm going to show you the update that we got not too long ago. And it took some of the stuff out that we had been calling them out for. Okay, so this is ridiculous. This is quarter 12. So 47. Okay, what is this? I'm sorry, but my Chesterfield people, you guys. Let me shrink it. Okay. Okay. It's not E. coli. BOD carbonaceous 5. 211%. BOD, I bet you this is some type of cleaner. 47%. So, what is this one? Oh. What is it? 65% E. coli. I'm telling you guys, you piss me off, Chesterfield. I'm just going to say, you piss me off. You're ruining my White River. And I bet you if I go out there in front of your CSO that you got some funky green blue algae growing out your SO or CSO, combined sewage outfall. It was at 250. I suppose this is not fixed. Okay, so I'm going down the list. So this one's E. coli, Clean Water Act, E. coli. You guys say that we're like we overreact. I'm not overreacting. I don't want to play. I don't want to swim in shit water. Is pretty much what it is. E. coli is poop. 65%. Aaron went out in the White River when it was like in 2025. If you look at this date, Q9, 929% above E. coli level. Okay, now he was refusing to go get tested when he got sick. Okay, and by week 2, I was like, honey, there's something wrong with you. I've been in the military and I've seen a lot of stuff, right? People living off of MREs, being stuffed up to being sick for days off of, just MRE stuff. Okay, I'm getting down the list because I'm seeing all the numbers. But he was so sick that it's caused a lot of problems for him. And then he hasn't got back right, just so you guys know. And I haven't been very happy about it because, I lost my mom in 2024 because she had come in contact with something. And now he's just been zapped. So this one's E. coli. And I believe it was around this time. And this is when I said something to him. I've said so much stuff to them, guys. And now they came down here to do range line because this is one of the substations. I wonder what's going on. Oh, I'm getting out in the river. Anybody want to come with me the next week? You're welcome to join me. I have several kayaks. We, the people's pursuit of happiness. We are not. No, I'm not happy. I'm very angry. We won't be able to play in the water, but we can definitely go do some Aaron Brockovich type stuff. Okay. 297% nitrogen, ammonia. Okay. These levels right here are high enough to cause blue-green algae to grow on our White River. And I believe this kind of levels is the stuff that gets into the Broadway and Grand site. And, okay, Anderson Wastewater Treatment Plant, Ranny Wells. This is all flowing into that area. Maybe not at these levels, okay, but this is what is popping out. Nitrogen. What is that one? 632 nitrogen total. Oxygen dissolved. I'm going to get to that, Karen. I have another website I'm going to hop over to. It's called How's My Waterways. So I'm going to show you that one tells us that they're all impaired. This one's 95% oxygen dissolved. Phosphorus is high. 240%. I'm already calling it. I call red flag on play. Bro, this ain't even cool. We're going to have algae out there before the end of the summer. I bet you it's just now starting to bloom. So, okay, the other thing, we're going to have to start a GoFundMe for signs for the Superfund site to market because they're not going to help. I mean, we might be able to go to the city and get a sign to put out there just to alert people that the area is contaminated and they can't tell us what's doing it. I personally believe it's Anderson Wastewater Treatment. I believe it's the sewage outfalls is causing some of our problems in the Superfund site. I've said it for a while, and the combination between Chesterfield and ours, and see, they're not putting our numbers up there. Okay, 164% solids total suspended. Let me go back out. I don't know if it will let me. Okay, this was the big one. See if it gives it to me, you guys. Do 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 do. I need a little sound majigger. I really do. Our lakes are being poisoned by spraying, and why spray? Not needed. There's all kinds of stuff doing that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to this screen. And then I'm going to close some of these out so I can get something to pull up. What did I want? Oh, how's my water's waste? So do this. How's my waterways? See, I look it up often. This is another EPA website. This tells you swimming, eating, aquatic life, drinking. Anderson, Indiana. This right here tells a lot too, because EPA and them are responsible, or they cover the environment. Okay, the IURC is the one that deals with our water. So that, like, the EPA and IDEM like to keep everything separate. Okay, here is Anderson. Okay, this is an old school. Okay, this is the watershed. Oh, there you go. Did you see that? All that red is the water flowing through Madison County and Delaware County. I don't know what the purple is. Ooh, okay. Here, right here. Prairie Creek. Impaired water body conditions. Aquatic good. Fish, shellfish consumption. I wouldn't eat it. Swimming and boating impaired. Prairie Creek. Okay, now back to Superfund site. So here's Chesterfield. We're just looking. They call this one of the Turkey Creeks. This tells you each one of the little Ronenberg Ditch, Turkey Creek, White River. Okay, let's look at that one. This is me. Okay, just for an example. Impaired water body condition impaired. Aquatic life good. Fish, shellfish consumption impaired. Swimming and boating impaired. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get out there. So you got Chesterfield feeding this beast. And we have Killbuck feeding the beast. And it's right here. This actually is 3 plumes, which is the environmental contamination. Right over here's one of the plumes. I have a map in the Madison County Water Watch group. Comes right here. So this area, right at Broadway and Grand. So by Dossett's Garage and across from the graveyard. Condition unknown, drinking water. Aquatic life good. I would not eat it. No, I would not eat it. Fish and shellfish. What's the difference? So I guess that's aquatic life around it is good. Well, they probably built a tolerance to human waste. Fish and shellfish consumption impaired. Swimming and boating impaired. So how is the poor people around here supposed to have fun if we can't play in our water? This upsets me. Because I'm telling you, I thought I had it made. I'm serious. As a veteran, combat veteran, and people can argue with me about that all day long, but I'm not going to go into details. I got my stripes though. And so I planned my whole retirement, like what I'm doing now. I planned it off of, I wanted to come home because I didn't want, like, just everything that hit. And all I could think of was I just want to get home, and if ISIS comes for me, they're going to have to catch me out on the river, because I felt like I could beat them on foot or on my home turf. It's the same thing we were doing over there. They knew how to find me on the base and do all kinds of crazy stuff because it was their home turf. They like white girls. It's not my fault. So yeah, so there's that. What else was I going to show you? Okay. Let's go to the City of Anderson water reports. Everybody's been talking about, there's been a lot of talks about the water. If I show you some of the pictures, actually, I'm going to go ahead and pull this up, and then I'm going to go to my group that I forgot to share this in. I should have shared this. Hopefully some of you helped share it. Water quality report. Water quality report. Water quality reports. Oh, I was going to say, I thought they deleted it again. Okay, so we have waited for almost a year to get this. Okay. And my concern is what it says. Oh. You can go to the website and click on it. And it gives you all the numbers. And this is what they say is in some of our stuff. So carbon total, 1.22. Copper-free, lead, barium, fluoride, nitrate. Gross alpha, radon. So my issue with this report is they took PFAS off of the chart. So I'm sorry if they did that because we raised such a big stink, but I think they should keep it on here because they were telling us it was tested high. Okay, so water quality report in 2024. This is the one that alerted us to what was going on. And Neil McKee, and I'm going to play the clip because I want you guys to see this. But I'm going to get on this screen so you can look at some of these numbers. Now, the E. coli, this comes and goes, right, depending on when they do the test. Coliform, same thing. That's going to come and go depending on when they run the test. The turbidity is, yeah, runoff, carbon total, lead, barium, fluoride, nitrate, gross alpha, radium, chlorine, cancer-causing byproducts are over here, TTHM, okay, oh, here's something else I just learned. This tells you where they're testing, and I do believe these are the substations that are connected to them. I think these are the addresses that they're testing these. So TTHM, that is a chlorine cancer-causing agent. It's a byproduct of the chlorine. So is the HAA5. It causes cancer. Okay, now this one has the PFAS on it. I can't say that word. For E. coli, positive sample. Okay, let me pull this clip real quick. And then I'm going to take a little break and then come right back. Let's see. Is it on heads up? Yep. Let's see. So if you don't know how to do my channel, my original one, the one that's connected to this heads up thing I'm doing, it's here. And I went with the astronaut suit because I'm a spiritual being living a human experience on the planet Earth. And I'm in my astronaut suit. This is it. Skin body bag. So I just thought it was cuter. The astronaut was cuter than me. So I went with the astronaut theme. So I had some pretty good videos. You should check it out. Right now, I want to look for the PFAS one. It's only like a 2-minute clip, and I like doing the 2-minute clips better. Okay, do you see this? This is forever ingrained in me. Okay, so my mom died on November 1st, 2024. So right after, this is right before my mom died. And we had heard stories about the water. I mean, obviously, she was sick. My grandpa, I was raised by my grandma and grandpa. So my grandma and grandpa taught me pretty much country ways, but even the simplest, hillbilly, because I'm a little hillbilly, a little hood, and always wishing somebody would, right? Like, I don't know, it's just an Anderson thing. But the hillbilly thing in me, yeah, it's kind of funny. So back to, I know all kinds of things about storms. I don't know. My grandpa taught me a lot of good stuff. I miss him. Oh, I don't want to do the hour one. The hour one, but that smile that he has on his face, I will never forget, because it's ingrained in me now, if that makes sense. Here's some of my videos from going out on, I took a tour of the Superfund site. I take everybody on a tour and I told the city of Anderson that I was on to them, and I was going to be monitoring all this because I feel like it's important. And there is a little clip of Neil McKee. Oh, this clip's kind of funny because they closed the gate on me. I was trying to get back to Moss Island Road Point so I could look at their CSO, because you can't see it from the Moss Island side. You can only get to their CSO by land through that gate. And as soon as we got close to that gate, and I don't know if somebody warned them and told them that we were coming and we had a camera on us or what, but it stopped us and wouldn't let me in. So, it is what it is. But there is a short, and maybe that's what I gotta do. There's a short PFAS video. Obviously, me and Diego have had some words. So that's why I have videos of him on here. He doesn't do follow-throughs with my election complaints, and he's the one that told me nobody has jurisdiction over the Madison County Election Board. So, okay. This is 49 seconds. That's a minute. I think it's the same clip. Okay. I'm going to play a couple of these little short ones so you get the picture of what I'm talking about when I go back to the water reports.
In the last year, or 2 years, is we also tested high for what's called forever chemicals. You've seen that in the news. PFAS, PFOS. It's a very long chemical name for both of those, but what it boils down to is those contaminants, for us, it's like Teflon on skillets, fire foam used to fight fires. Those are the two most common ones that you'll see. But we have tested above the action level in 4 of our wells at the Wheeler plant. So we're going to be required in the next 5 years to either treat for those or move completely out of the plant.
Okay. So that is just, all that is the copy, that report I was just showing you. So basically I put the report in there and I showed everybody what it was doing. So if we're supposed to have, what did I say, load limit, MC, highest level, it says 2.06. So basically I think 2 is the level, and they were pushing out 2.06. I don't care. It's still, we need to be paying attention to what's going on. So imagine my surprise when I get over here to this new report that I've waited on since the beginning of 2025, all through 2025, into 2026. This is what we get. And they've taken PFOS off the list. So for starting point with everybody's water, I think a lot of people that are close to downtown Anderson are going through the Ranny Wells, Irondale. I wonder what six puppies. I'm going to look into that. I'm going to see if we can find an answer for where you're getting your water from over there. So if you don't know, now you know that. And yeah. Okay, well, let's go recap. We started because of this post. We learned that this shows up, Moruku Technology North America Inc. shows up as Greenville Technology on the EPA website. They're having to get a notice of intent letter for our facility to notify the Indiana Department of Environmental Management of our intent to comply, which suggests that they haven't been complying, but they're going to comply. And they're talking about runoff from an automotive manufacturer facility will discharge to unnamed tributary, which I'm assuming is the space around it. I don't think I have my, yeah. This is just an easy one to look at. And then I'm almost done. I'm just going back to finish up what we were talking about. So if you want to go back and look at the beginning, we were talking about this business right here. Just requested stuff. So I'm wondering if it's talking about pushing into here, and if this pushes over to here, or if there's the piping goes through here somewhere. But then they're saying something about unknown tributaries, which I'm thinking are waters. But then I see here's 69. Some of these are ditches that the water flows through, stormwater and all that, sewage. I'm not seeing Prairie Creek on here. Okay, there it is. So Prairie Creek is right here. Yeah, right there, Prairie Creek. And the facility in question is right here. And they're saying something about their stormwater or whatever runoff is going into tributaries and into Prairie Creek. So Pendleton, be paying attention to what's in your water. Okay. Nope. Yep. You're in luck. Let's see. I still have my window open, so I'm going to run over here and see what you guys got going on. I may have already looked once, but I want to look again before I get off here. So, Pendleton, Prairie Creek, watershed. This one. Impaired. So, pay attention, because I think you guys have a super fun site over there too, and they're talking about putting those data centers over there in Pendleton. One would be located, where's Ingalls? Okay. Really? You don't even have Ingalls on here? Okay. Ingalls. All right. So one of the data centers would be like in here. That's where one of them was talking about going, and it's huge. Okay, so wherever, I think it's this right here is the Juvie Center. I don't know if you can see that because it's kind of light. I don't know how to make that bigger, but that's where one of them's supposed to be. I have a map. I have a map if you want it. And then the other ones they're talking about is right in here. And then for Alexandria, if you're concerned about their water, I'll just touch base there. They're getting ready to do something in this area over here, and they were talking about it. And then Industrial Parkway. Well, the issue over here, what we've been calling them out, is Pipe Creek is also contaminated. So you already got contaminants in your environment, and everybody should be paying attention to what's going on in your neck of the woods, because that's just, it's sad that we have to look all this stuff up. I'm glad we have them monitoring this, so this is how we find out what they're doing. But same thing up in Ellick. when it floods. So I would be curious to see how the flooding went for this stretch right here, because these homes over here, that's the Phillips edition where they were having all them problems. So there's some stuff up there. So anyway, all right, guys, I think I'm done. If you have any questions, more questions, and you want any of those links that I was showing in the video, they're in the comments, but just in case, just get with me and I will send you a copy of every link that I had. So that's what I got. Let's take this. So you guys, yep. Guys have a good evening. Let me see. I'm going to go out with my music because I think it's cool.
Attention. This is Heads Up Live. Breaking news, hot topics, and the stories happening right now. Heads up, something's going down. Breaking news, we're live right now. Eyes wide open, turn the volume loud. We bring the truth straight to the crowd. Heads up live, no waiting around. Hot topic alerts when the news breaks out. From the streets to the seats where decisions go down. Heads up is live. Let's talk about it now. Live. Heads up live. Real news, real talk. Right on time. Stay alert, stay informed. Keep your heads up. The live broadcast starts now.